This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Hello, indeed, and I'm Debbie Bell-Hosking. I'm joined by Ryan Mee of Fulcrum Metals. Ryan, welcome.
Good morning, Debbie. It's a pleasure to be on Stockbox again.
Well, it must be a pleasure for you because it's off the back of an RNS release with lots of exciting updates. And in this interview, we're hoping to give a bit of context to your Schreiber Hemlo project in Canada. And we're talking about Big Bear and Jackfish. So let's start off with Big Bear, if we may. Phase 2 exploration has completed, and I believe there's a significance of the potential new quartz vein. But I'll leave you to tell us all about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first off, the groundworks team have done an exceptional job. You know, they've walked nearly 140 kilometers, collected in excess of 100 grab samples. So I'll thank them for that. Now, as you say, we've found a new vein north of the historic Johnson McKenna mine. That's quite a significant development for the company, in that, you know, what we've started off with is an historical mine, which, you know, we know there's high grade gold at surface. And we know there's veins in the area. I mean, if you look at the RNS, you know, we actually located the adit as well. So we've been underground and we've seen this veining underground, which seems to correlate with these samples at surface. And we discovered this new vein north. So that really expands the exploration target and the potential of that area. And to be honest with you, with all three of the exploration targets that we've got in this corridor along Schreiber, we've not just gained a huge amount of geological information on the features and the prospectivity, but we've expanded these targets quite considerably from, you know, before we commenced this exploration program.
And you talk about the potential of the area. So how does this discovery contribute to the understanding of gold mineralization in that area?
Yeah, so we're looking to drill Schreiber this year. So, you know, we've had an eagle eye on how can we quickly move forward. So we've got three areas of interest at the moment, which is Cook Lake, Johnson McKenna, and Pyramid Schreiber. And these kind of link up within this corridor, which I just said. So at Cook Lake, there's from the roadside sampling which was conducted previously, we found outcrops with potential up to 1,000 meters south of that area. At Johnson McKenna, we've identified these new veins north of the existing mine. And at Schreiber Pyramid, we've found this large area of intensely alterated potential mineralization, which expands that target area quite significantly. So what we've got three areas which are proven to be really interesting for us to go out there and drill later this year. So what's kind of happening now is those lab samples are at the lab for analysis. Now we've obtained this wealth of geological information on the features, and we'll integrate all that once we have all the final results together, and that's going to allow us to pinpoint the drill locations for later this year. So it's really exciting.
Absolutely. And I'm just even thinking now, there's so much to be developed and to hear from you again with regards to Big Bear, because so many exciting things are happening.
Yeah, and I mean, when the guys were out on out in the field taking these samples, there were areas where there was no bedrock exposure. So what the guys, what our groundworks team are doing at the moment is we're prepared to grid samples, which will kind of infill those areas where there's no rock exposure, where we weren't able to take those rock samples. Now, back in 2020, Panther Metals conducted some soil sampling programs, which proved which validated that process. It proved up some gold targets. I mean, one of the soil samples was quite exceptional at 18 grams a ton gold. So these soil grids that we've mapped out in the RNS is designed to infill around these two existing soil sample programs and expand the area. Again, this is all about making sure that you have as much geological information as possible to try and minimize the risk, but more importantly, to try and increase your chances of success on making a discovery as we look to do so later this year.
Absolutely. So increasing your discoveries of success. Well, let's chat now about jackfish, where if I look at some notes here, previous exploration had grabbed samples of 39.8 grams per ton gold, and groundworks are set along the volcanic contact zone. So I'm sure there's lots you can tell me about objectives and targets, and you even have a stone in the studio from the jackfish line. So tell us more.
I do. So we've been out at jackfish a couple of times already, and concentrating on a 1 square kilometre area. And what we found is some really high grade rock samples up to 39.8 grams a ton, as you just said. But there's many others, such as just over 23 grams, 13, 12, some over 5. So this is a really exciting area, and the mineralization was fairly widespread across that area. And that's in this contact zone between the granite and the volcanics. Now, the kind of eastern and northern margin of this contact zone, which kind of runs up like this, it's been little explored in the past. But I do have a rock sample from some previous exploration on the property many years ago. And this kind of demonstrates the kind of rocks that we're looking for at jackfish and why we're really excited about it. And as you can see, within this veining, all of this nice, shiny mineralization you see in chalcopyrites, pyrites, galena. So this is what you're looking for when you're looking for like gold, silver, zinc. So this is what we're looking for. We know it exists because this is from the property. So we're hoping to go out there and find a lot more of this.
I actually want to reach in and grab that from you. It's so nice to see that. So when we go back to this news release you had just yesterday, I've got a quote from there which says you're entering an extremely busy period of exploration for Fulcrum, and I even just talking to you now, this is obviously bang on the times where you're getting busy. What would you say are your key milestones and upcoming events that you want to share with the potential shareholders and shareholders who are listening now?
Absolutely. So our primary focus is to get out there drilling at Big Bear, and we are on target to do that. The groundworks team are working diligently and quickly to get us to that point. At Jackfish, this contact zone exists all the way across the Schreiber Hemlow project that we have in both Big Bear and in Jackfish. So we're trying to explore this contact zone just so that we can gain a bit more understanding on the potential of that area. As we've already discussed, there's an abundance of gold at surface. So we're just trying to find the best places to go and find the source of where this gold is, and that's where the deposit will be. As a second work stream, we're going out to do groundworks on the rest of not just our Ontario properties, which we have up at Winston Lake on the Wawa Greenstone Belt and just the east of the Palladium 1 Tycho project, but also in Saskatchewan, where we've got some really, really exciting uranium projects. So as far as the uranium projects are concerned, we're just finishing off our complete data review. We completed some hyperspectral data acquisitions not so long ago. So we're just integrating that into the historical data we have before we go out on the ground with a very targeted exploration program. So we're going out to all of these properties all this year. There's going to be a lot of essay results, build up to drilling at Big Bear. We're really focused on, not just making discoveries, but trying to commercialize these properties and look what other opportunities are out there that's available to the company that's really going to push this company forward. So we are entering a very exciting period for Fulcrum as we set out to deliver on the strategy. So I'm very excited, as you can probably tell.
I can, and actually it is exciting because I caught myself leaning right in to listen to what you're talking about. So much excitement to look out for, lots for potential investors and current investors, I imagine, just to catch up on these constant developments and really a space to watch. So Ryan, thank you so much for joining us in today's studio.
Thank you, Debbie. And I look forward to coming back for further updates as we progress through the summer.
I look forward to hearing them. And we'll see you then. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.